totally independent. I mean, he was driving, he had a bachelor.
Saludos amigos de TampaHoy.com, mi nombre es José Ángel Acevedo y en estos momentos estamos en vivo viendo la conferencia de prensa de Ben Crump, quien está ofreciendo detalles del caso del joven que murió en Epic Universe luego de que fuera encontrado inconsciente tras montarse en una atracción en este nuevo parque temático en el centro de la ciudad de Orlando. En estos momentos vamos a poder escuchar lo que dice este abogado que va a representar a la familia que busca respuestas sobre esta muerte en este parque temático en Epic Universe en Orlando.
Because he was in a wheelchair that he could not ride on the Stardust racer. In fact, Attorney Jackson, they got him a transfer seat to assist him getting on the ride. They never said anything about, oh, because of your disability, you can't ride this ride. And so he was right up at front. Where's the board now? Yes. He was right up on the front seat. This is an example of the roller coaster, not the actual night, but he was right up in the front seats. Him and Javalis. They assisted him getting there. And he was on the ride. They thought it was going to be joyous, festive experience. Never did they believe that it would end up with Kevin being killed on the Universal Studios Epic Universe ride. They never would have believed that because he had been on so many other rides. And his parents, his family, don't want to believe that Universal Studios is trying to suggest that it was his disabilities that caused him to die on their ride, because that would not only be an insult on top of injury, that would be an insult on top of death. And it would be an outrageous thing to suggest that his disability was what caused him to be killed on their ride. It would be an insult to disabled Americans, disabled human beings all over the world. So we don't want to believe that Universal is suggesting in any way that his disability caused his death. We want to be clear, unequivocally clear, that he had no medical emergency. He was just fine. And I get it. They are quick to say that, well, the ride functioned as it
En
was
estos
supposed
momentos
to.
escuchamos
Everything worked
al
properly.
abogado
Well,
Ben Crump hablando sobre la vida de Kevin Rodriguez Zavala, un joven que murió mientras visitaba el parque temático Epic Universe. Y este murió en la montaña rusa Stardust Racers cuando estaba visitando el parque con su familia hace una semana. Y tal como inició la conferencia de prensa el abogado de derechos civiles Ben Crump, Este está mencionando que el parque temático Universal Epic de Universal Studios, Epic Universe, está diciendo que ellos, su investigación eh, indicó que todo estaba bien, pero sin embargo han dicho que este joven tenía una discapacidad y quizás esa discapacidad fue la que esto causó la muerte repentina de este joven que fue encontrado inconscientemente después de montarse en esta montaña rusa Stardust Racers, que pertenece a una de las colecciones del nuevo parque temático de Universal Studios Epic Universe, ubicado en la ciudad de Orlando. Sigamos escuchando al abogado de derechos civiles que va a estar representando a la familia de Kevin Rodriguez Zavala en este caso, que va a dar mucho de qué hablar y en cuestión de pocos años ya es el segundo caso de muerte en un parque temático en el centro de, eh, de Florida. Así que sigamos escuchando al abogado Ben Crump, que se encuentra ahora mismo en vivo a través de tampahoy.com con José Ángel Acevedo.
They are such good people. From his siblings to his mother and father, we have to know what happened. We have to know what happened. We have to get answers. And I would pray that the Florida Agriculture and Consumer Services would be in concert with that request that ride does not go back into operation until we find out what was the cause of Kevin Rodriguez Zavala being killed on September 17th, approximately at 9 p.m. He lost consciousness and never regained it.
El abogado acaba de mencionar que Kevin Rodríguez Zavala fue asesinado.
Would be looked at any differently than any other person because he was in a wheelchair. They are emphatic that
Y sigue
Kevin
mencionando
was so
sobre
independent.
que no cree y que quiere dejar claro que no porque una persona en silla de ruedas esté en silla de ruedas y eso no quiere decir que pueda disfrutar de este tipo de atracciones.
He was incredible on every level, and we won't allow them to say his disability was the cause of him being killed on that ride. It's an insult.
Luego de un mensaje de abogado defensor de familia que lo acaba de contratar para defender los derechos de su familia y la muerte de Kevin Rodríguez Zavala, el abogado Ben Crump está hablando ahora de la parte emocional, de la parte como la familia se ha visto afectada y también de a esas personas que están en silla de ruedas que diciendo que en este tipo de situaciones no, la salud muchas veces podría afectar, pero en este caso él asegura que no, que, que esto fue parte de negligencia y eso es una de las razones por las cuales él ahora va a estar luchando con esta familia, la familia de Kevin Rodríguez Zavala, quien murió en la atracción Stardust Racers de Universal Studios Epic Universe.
Track along with hopefully the transparent
Aquí podemos ver a
investigation from
varios de los familiares
Universal as well
del joven
as the
fallecido.
State Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. It's very important that it's transparent, not only to Kevin's family, but to your families too. Everybody needs to know what were the safety deviations if that caused this. We're not saying there had to be a malfunction, but if there are issues, we need to know it. One thing
El
we
abogado
know
está diciendo
is
que él no, que él lo que quiere es respuestas para darle a la familia,
accident,
en la que él está diciendo a los
death.
propietarios de
They
los
don't
parques
get to
temáticos
blame
que él no está
him
diciendo que
for his
hubo
death.
un
We're not going to
malfunction,
let that happen. Not
un
today,
error
not
en
tomorrow,
el
not ever.
mecanismo, sino que él
Universal,
quiere
we
respuestas
want
de
to
por qué
work
sucedió,
with you to
que
get to the
poder
answers,
evitar que esto
try
suceda
to
en un
make sure
futuro
this
con
never
otros
happens
casos,
again,
con otras personas que también
and
quieran
to
disfrutar
try to
de esta
heal
atracción
not only
o de
just his
cualquier otra
family,
atracción en este
but his
nuevo parque
community
temático
that
en el
is
centro de Florida.
devastated by this tragedy. Devastated. I read that their president says safety is their paramount objective. Well, we're going to take them at their word for now. But you have to continue to establish that trust with their family because they trusted that when you open this ride up for Kevin to get on, that he would be safe, that he would not end up dead, and that they would not end up having to bury their young
Ahora Crump
son.
le está hablando a los presidentes de Universal Studios y le está diciendo que en respuesta al mensaje que él dio, el presidente de Universal Studios y Epic Universe, que la seguridad es lo principal en su parque. Sin embargo, él está diciendo que las familias necesitan más confianza y que ellos le den la cara a estas familias para que ganen realmente la confianza que han perdido luego de la muerte de este joven Kevin Rodriguez Zavala, quien murió en una atracción luego de ser encontrado inconsciente en Epic Universe, pero este fue notificado muerto y nombrado muerto en un hospital del centro de Florida.
Of experts, the best in the country, with many different disciplines from design, operations, manufacturing, construction, and safety, who will be working on this case with us and guiding our investigation. We call upon Universal to be transparent, to work with us, to not play hide the ball in the interest of saving money.
Ahora le están pidiendo ayuda a la administración de Universal a que sea transparente durante el proceso de esta investigación de la muerte de Kevin Rodriguez Zavala, quien murió en esta atracción Stardust Racers en Epic Universe, y este agente está diciendo que por favor que cooperen durante
As long as it
la
takes
investigación.
for us to find out what really happened is our clarion call for today. That will be how we pay proper respect to the legacy of Kevin Rodriguez Zavala by making sure we know what happened so it never happens again.
Ahora el abogado defensor de esta familia está diciendo que va a buscar todas las respuestas necesarias para llevar el legado de Kevin Rodriguez Zavala y que no vuelva a ocurrir esta
I
situación.
think many of you will have, and I'll go by them one by one. What caused Kevin's death? The Orange County Medical Examiner determined that Kevin died as a result of multiple blunt force injuries sustained on the Stardust Racer roller coaster. The manner of death was ruled accidental. Our investigation so far has confirmed that Kevin suffered repeated head injuries during the ride and was unconscious for the majority of the duration of the ride. Another question you might have is, did Kevin's disability cause his death? I think Attorney Crump addressed that very well, but I will tell you no. Although Kevin used a wheelchair, he lived a full and active life for 32 years, even though he had a spinal condition from birth that forced him to be in a wheelchair. He had ridden roller coasters many times before without incident. On the day in question, he rode rides before he got on the Stardust racer. His disability did not kill him. Once again, it was the blunt force trauma. As Attorney Crump said, blunt force trauma is not a pre-existing injury. What is the family asking for today? The family is asking for two things. They're asking for a full and transparent investigation into how this happened.
En estos momentos estamos escuchando lo que la familia está pidiendo
Stardust racer ride to remain shut down until all investigations
y
are
están
complete.
pidiendo transparencia
And they fully
para
understand
esclarecer
what went
la
wrong
razón
and
por la
what
que murió
preventative methods are
Kevin.
being taken to prevent this from ever happening again to anybody else.
y también de esta manera poder evitar
What are
que
the
esto
funeral
ocurra en un futuro.
Kevin's funeral will be held on Friday, September 26, 2025, from 10:30 to 2 p.m. at Funerara San Juan, located at 3189 South John Young Parkway, Kissimmee, Florida.
Ahora están dando
347.
información del lugar donde Kevin Rodriguez Zavala será despedido por su familia, por sus amistades, el próximo 26 de septiembre en Parkway, en John Young Parkway, donde van a estar recibiendo a familiares, amigos, compañeros y personas que pasaron por la vida de este joven que murió luego de ser encontrado inconsciente en la atracción Stardust Racers en Epic Universal. Rodríguez Zavala fue, según menciona el Estado en esta conferencia de prensa también, que está participando junto al abogado Ben Crump. El Estado dice que el médico forense confirmó que este joven murió por fuerza contundente y por esta razón ellos están reiterando que él muchas veces se montó en muchas atracciones, en diferentes atracciones, hasta llegar a la Stardust Racers de Epic Universe, donde perdió su conciencia y terminó muriendo. Entonces ahora escuchemos lo que dice el abogado
that would have
que representa
prevented
esta
him
familia.
for riding on the Universal Studios Epic Universe Stardust Racer roller coaster. Under none. It's also important to note before we turn to the family is that there have been witnesses that have started coming forward who was on that ride like Javalise was.
Ahora el abogado también está mencionando que hay unos testigos que han salido a la luz pública y que van a estar apoyando a esta investigación que van a estar realizando durante este caso.
And the victim was completely slouched over the restraint. The interviewer asked him, was there any blood? He said there was blood, and most noticeably, the most noticeable thing that I noticed was part of the seat covering in front was detached, hanging off of the seat.
Dice que
And that
el testigo
is
vio
very
sangre
telling
también, que el
because
asiento
as
del frente
Attorney
donde él estaba
Jackson
sentado
just
estaba
reminded you all,
desconectado.
just because you say there are no malfunctions, that doesn't mean that there are not safety issues. And that's what we have.
Y él menciona que no porque una atracción no tenga un desperfecto, sino que también esto puede ser que realmente tenga problemas
Anna
de
and
seguridad.
Carlos. The other thing to note before you hear from Carlos and Anna is the fact that
Los testigos son llamados Carlos y Ana.
since Epic Universe opened in May, there have been 3 reports made. There have been 3 reports made. In May, as you all
Desde la
may
apertura
have
del parque temático han hecho 3
known, but I want to say it just to make certain.
reportes
A 63-year-old man with pre-existing condition experienced dizziness
de
and
personas que han
altered state of
estado
consciousness,
sufriendo
and a
diferentes
47-year-old woman with
situaciones en
pre-existing
el parque,
condition
incluyendo
had
personas
a
mayores.
visual disturbance and numbness after going on the Stardust racer
En específico
coaster
está mencionando que
on separate
una persona
days.
mayor perdió
A
parte de
32-year-old
su
man experienced
conciencia
chest pains
y
after
visión
going
durante esta
on the
atracción
Hiccup Wing
Stardust
Glider
Racers en
ride,
Epic
according
Universe.
to the Florida Department of Agriculture
Nuevamente, estos
and
son
Community
comentarios que
Services.
está haciendo y está leyendo
The
el abogado
reason I bring those
Ben
things
Crump
to
en
your
esta conferencia de
attention
prensa
is
en la que están
because
dando información sobre
Universal
la muerte de Kevin
Studios,
Rodriguez Zavala en Epic
all of
Universe,
these
el
things should be a
parque
wake-up call.
perteneciente
A
a
wake-up
nuestra
call to say,
compañía afiliada
we got to do
NBC
even more
Universal.
than we already were
Que bueno,
doing
este parque también
to
es
make
parte de la
sure that
colección
nobody
de los parques de
is injured
Universal Studios
while
en
they
el
are
centro de la
enjoying
Florida.
our roller coasters. Nobody, anybody who you invite in the public to ride those roller coasters should have a complete confidence that they're not going to die on your roller coaster. That is about trust between you and the community. This family wants to work with you to build that trust, but it's going to be done not cutting any corners, not having anything about, well, we got to rush it back into operation. Nah, it's going to be safety over profit. And so with that, the people who knew Kevin best are going to talk to you. We're going to have his father, Mr. Carlos Rodriguez Zavala, and his mother, Miss Ana Rodriguez Zavala, talk with you all.
Ahora escuchemos a los padres de la víctima que va a expresar sus primeras palabras ante la prensa.
Well, Kevin was born with the spinal cord atrophy from T2 to T5. We helped Kevin since the first day. For example, Kevin graduated with a college degree, game designer. We help him every single day. For example, giving a ride in the morning, lunch with him, pick him up afternoon, every single day for 4 years. After that, he took a class for driving, passed the test, and started driving. Because of that, we created a nonprofit organization. The name is Osceola Developmental Center. It's already closed because I had a heart attack. I no longer can be there. But we used to help people with disabilities to get employed. So we have more than 700 people with disabilities employed at Disney, about 300 at Universal Studios, and about 100 in SeaWorld. Some few at Walmart and stuff like that. And Kevin was there. Kevin was as a job coach. Same as my son Michael and my daughter Lisa. They were helping me, helping my wife. And he was there all the time, helping kids, getting into job interview, job training, and then during the job, every single week, once a week, go over there and find out, are you doing okay?
Wow.
Until the person was ready to be by himself. That was Kevin.
Same Kevin.
We are really proud of him. And like I told you, I don't know what else to do in order for this guy here to help me out that nobody else happened to somebody else in that attraction. I don't want anybody else to feel like I feel right now. So please help me to get that done.
Can you tell them what made Kevin so special of a child?
Okay, special. Kevin was so special because, for example, Kevin used to, besides the one in my nonprofit, he used to build games and playing and stuff like that. For example, he used to play from 12 midnight all the way down to 7 o'clock in the morning to people in Australia, people in Europe. Like, for example, I don't know about games because I'm an old person, but he was playing and playing all the time. And you can go and see him into the TikTok, whatever they call him, because he's always there. I mean, but he was really, really a nice person. I'm telling you. You can ask friends, you can ask teachers, co-workers. He used to work at the Truist Bank, also part-time there. No, he was incredible. He was, and thank you guys for being here.
He was an extraordinary young man you all raised.
I'm telling you, he was awesome. He was awesome.
And
the best one, the best.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Michael.
And one of the things Mr. Carlos was articulating, he connected with people not only in this community, but literally people all across the world. He used to communicate with using his college degree with gaming and screaming, and the whole gaming community has also been mourning this tragedy. And so now you're going to hear from his mother, Anna, to bare her soul with you about her child. And we have maybe some translations. You stand in the center there.
Yo soy Ana Zavala, la mamá de Kevin Manuel Rodríguez, de 32 años. Mi hijo era una persona totalmente independiente, un buen hijo, un buen amigo.
I am Ana Zavala. I am the mother of Kevin Rodriguez Zavala. My son was an amazing son. He was a good son. He was a good friend.
Yo nunca le puse límites a mi hijo, a pesar de su condición.
I never put any limits on my son, regardless of what condition he had. He had no limits.
Se crió como sus hermanos. Hacía de todo, totalmente independiente.
He was raised like his siblings, no different. He was completely independent.
Y era un ángel. Todo el mundo lo quiere, lo quería, lo quiere y estamos devastados por lo que le ha pasado a mi hijo. Un hijo que era como decía él, un freak de los parques temáticos.
My son was an angel. Everybody loved my son. He was a very happy son, and he loved theme parks.
Mm-hmm.
He was very happy at theme parks. He's ridden roller coasters before, and he was very happy. He was a roller coaster freak. They would make fun of him and call him.
Ese último día, él estaba feliz porque su novia, que trabaja en el parque, lo invitó a pasar el día.
That last day, on the 17th, he was extremely happy all day. His girlfriend had gotten him tickets for them to go to Universal together and have a wonderful day together. and he was very happy.
because she was there.
Yes.
Yes. Él dice que estaba feliz, que el parque estaba hermoso, que le gustaba y que me tenía que llevar a mí
He
para
was,
que yo viera el parque.
he was very happy with the park. He said that it was beautiful, and he actually told his mom that he wanted her to go with him. He wanted to bring her to the park as well so she could experience it.
Sí, porque como madre que quiere que sus hijos hagan de todo, yo era la que siempre lo acompañaba a montarse en todas las montañas rusas que él quisiera y lo pasábamos muy bien.
As his mother, I wanted to support anything that made him happy. And since roller coasters made him happy, I would accompany him and we would get on the rides and we would have a beautiful time together. It made us both very happy.
Mr. Carlos, could you stand back up for a second? And I just want you all to tell the community how difficult Friday is going to be, but you all want to invite them to celebrate a beautiful life.
Yes, you mean at the,
For the funeral.
for the funeral. Yes, this coming Friday, from 10:30, I think it is, to 2 o'clock. We're all going to be there, you know, celebrating his life. We, like I told you before, we're really proud of him. There's going to be people coming from Maryland, from Washington, D.C., friends of him that I used to play with him during the night. And they're going to stay in my home because I want to be there. I want to see, you know, the house and the game area where he used to play. And we invite other people who really want to go there and then, you know, meet him at least, you know, the way he's right now.
Ms. Anna, you want to talk about how difficult it's going to be Friday? You can stay standing if you can.
Because you see that? Already been there.
Sí. El viernes,
On Friday,
lo que pasó, el día que pasó.
No,
How it's going to be.
el servicio que se va a hacer. Y puedo, sí.
Okay. Thank you. Now, this is extremely emotional. Extremely emotional. But Friday, just like any other parent, you never think about burying one of your children. You always believe your children is going to bury you. And the fact that Kevin had survived so much to be taken like this is just devastating. So devastating. And he said, Michael,
yeah, you did.
you did just fine. Thank you so much, Anna and Carlos. Now we're going to have Lisa and Michael and their spouses talk about their brother a little bit before we have questions. This is Lisa, his sister, and her husband, who is showing a picture.
My name is Lisa Cruz Rodriguez. I'm the oldest. 3 of us. My brother was the type of guy you could go to for advice. He was the type of guy that would listen no matter what. He was the one that would always be there. He was wise. We always used to say, you're an old soul at heart. Full of advice. He had called me that same morning as he arrived to the theme park, expressing how excited he was to be there, showing me his new wand that he had just purchased from the Ministry of Magic. He had just called me on video that same morning. The happiness he had to be there with his girlfriend and just share that day. I'm just happy to have received that call, as those are the last words I have from him. I thank God for the amazing person he was.
Yes.
And how much he's gonna be missed. We shared and did everything together, including our birthdays. His birthday was only 2 days before mine. Birthdays are no longer gonna be the same. I just don't want this to happen to anybody else. And I just want him to be okay.
Thank you very much, Lisa. Thank you very much. Anthony and Lisa, thank you for being strong for your family. And now we will hear from his brother Michael, and his wife Veronica will stand with him.
My name is Michael Rodriguez, or the brother of Kevin Rodriguez. I just want to say that we grew up playing video games together, so that was our thing, doing streams together with people around the world, building communities. The last text I got from my brother was pretty much saying that he can't wait to get out of the park so he could get on tonight to play with me, and now I can't even turn on any video games after this.
Kevin was an amazing brother, an amazing son, friend, and uncle. We were very lucky to be able to spend our last night, the night before, for our son's birthday. So his nephew was able to spend one last day with his uncle. And all he talked about was how excited he was to be going the next day to Epic Universe, and how excited he was for all of us to go with him.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Michael and Veronica. I just want you to see how much Kevin meant to his family, how loved he was, and what a beautiful family for the Central Florida community. His father was a veteran in the Army. He was a teacher. His mother was a nurse. His sisters and brothers, they were all contributing citizens. I mean, it's just a special family. It's such a devastating loss to them and to the community. So at this time, we ask you to keep them in your prayers as they get ready for the funeral services on Friday, and continue to ask Universal Studios, the parent company of Epic Universe, the tough questions. How does a person end up dead riding your Stardust racer roller coaster. Ask them to make sure, as his parents have lamented and poured their heart out, make sure we know what happened to cause this, so this doesn't have another family heartbroken and devastated and grieving. And so we're in this together. We're in this together. Universal Studios, you have to make this right on so many levels. On so many levels. And with that, Attorney Jackson and Attorney Greinke, we'll try to take some of your questions. If the family can, they will, but obviously this is very emotional to them. So if you have any questions at this time, yes, sir.
Is that the first time that Kevin was riding the Stardust race?
Yes.
He had not been on that ride at all that day. First time in general?
Not in that one.
That was the first time on that one.
No, he was put in the testers or anything before.
No, we are going to get all those answers. We hope that our experts get to see the videos too, that I'm sure Universal Studios experts are seeing. Yes, ma'am.
I have two questions. Beyond seeking justice for Kevin, what systematic changes are you hoping this case will bring about in recent rights?
Well, obviously, we represented Tyrese Sampson's family, and his father kept asking that there be laws passed the whole time after that tragedy with Icon Park. And what we're asking is that these multi-billion-dollar entertainment entities have safety as the paramount objective above all else, that nobody is going to die on your ride, that your employees are going to be trained to make sure that they are following every precaution, that your engineers, that the construction engineers, everybody are building rides that are going to be safe and not end up with devastation. And so we don't know the answers yet. We want them to give the answers to this family in this community with their unlimited resources to say what happened here, to make people feel safe, to make the disabled community feel safe, to make everybody feel safe. Because right now, people are a little hesitant after they hear what happened to Kevin. As I would too if my child was talking about getting on this ride.
I wanted to follow up with the family or the whomever.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you feel confident that the investigation is being handled transparently and with the urgency the situation deserves?
Well, they're preparing for the funeral. They're leaning on me and my legal team to make sure that everything is happening with the urgency of getting to the truth. That's what this is about. Not trying to sugarcoat it, not trying to cover it up, just to go on with business as usual. Well, business as usual ended up with their son being taken away. And that's why they are so desperately saying, do the right thing, Universal. Do the right thing. Yes, ma'am.
Christina Watkins. Attorney Jackson, you mentioned in the autopsy report, you know, where on that ride.
So I want to correct you. We have not heard that from the medical examiner. We've heard that from witnesses. Yes, they have, and we'll be discussing that with you all. I think it's very important to note that Universal Studios had a chance to release the video to the family and show them exactly what happened. And they had a chance. They've had the video. They've had the information. They've had a chance to be honest with you on what happened on this case. So I think those are questions you need to be asking them.
What we do know, he didn't have any medical emergency. The blunt force trauma didn't come from a medical emergency. It came from something when he was on that ride that was a safety issue that had not been addressed. That's what killed him.
Will part of this investigation examine the type of restraint that is on that roller coaster, sir?
Oh, absolutely. Attorney Greinke is already working with the experts about the restraint. And we know that a lot is going to come out. Hopefully we will have more updates for you in the near future after the funeral. We're talking to several witnesses. And if there are other witnesses out there, please continue to call our office as to what you witnessed firsthand. But as Attorney Jackson said, this is a, $8 billion amusement park? There are cameras everywhere. There are cameras everywhere. I believe in my heart of hearts that there are cameras that videoed exactly things that are significant and germane to get into the truth of what happened to Kevin Rodriguez Zavala. Yes, sir.
Just mentioned briefly about that you're working. Do you have any reason to think that restraint failed for the ride or actually during the course of the ride, like the statement that you have?
Well, I know in talking with Attorney Jackson, Attorney Greinke, and potential experts, that is their concern, that the restraints were the issue. But we will find out, hopefully, we will find out more when Universal is transparent to let us see video, let our experts examine the ride itself. Right, Attorney Greinke?
Mr. Crump, is a wrongful, is filing a lawsuit necessary to get all these facts out for discovery? Is there another way to do that without litigation?
Well, that certainly is going to be up to Universal Studios, this major corporation who have all the power at this point to be transparent or to not be transparent. And so that's a question for them. Yes, sir.
Familia, so sorry for your loss. When this incident happened, Kevin was together with a girlfriend.
Yes.
Family in the ride.
Yes. He was on the ride with his girlfriend. And right now she's speaking to investigators and so forth. And so when appropriate, she will speak to you.
The president and COO of Universal said that you guys said that you believe there could still be a safety issue.
Absolutely.
Is it possible the systems weren't designed to properly accommodate those with disabilities?
Well, those are all the things that we're looking at. Those are the very safety issues that we are ringing the alarm about. Because just because there's no malfunction doesn't mean that there were not safety issues that should have been addressed to prevent this beautiful soul from being taken from his family. Hopefully that's clear. We're saying, we're taking them at their word. It was no malfunction that they're saying. Well, you still got to explain, why did this young man end up dead? From blunt force trauma. And don't tell me about pre-existing injuries, because blunt force trauma is not a pre-existing injury. No, it's not.
When you say he was unconscious for most of the ride, how do you know that?
Well, witnesses.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're gonna
mistruths.
Yeah, you got that amongst others. Yes, but you know, video is going to prove that too.
Can you
Yes, sir.
describe what witnesses told you about how?
We'll get into that later, not now. Yes, ma'am.
With Universal, and if so, what information has Universal given for you and the family?
Not at this time, but Attorney Greinke is going to be.
Yeah, I'll
meeting
just
with
say
Attorney
simply,
Jackson.
Counsel for Universal has opened a line of communication, and we expect to speak with them this afternoon.
Thank you, Attorney Greinke. Any other questions? Yes.
You mentioned something about the team members, how they never said anything. Is it your opinion that they should have advised not to get on the ride?
No.
I do ask that because Epic Universe is guidelines say that your back issues or neck issues, it's not recommended to get on the sort of race. Do you
No.
anticipate that being their defense in all this?
Never happened. They never said anything to him about restrictions or anything. He had no medical restrictions. And remember, as his family articulated, he rode many roller coasters. He was an enthusiast when it came to theme park rides. Attorney Griffin.
The only thing I wanted to add to your answer your question is the park knew of his limitations. They helped transfer him onto the ride. If the park is going to take a position that he should not have been on the ride, they should not have assisted him to get in there.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Monica.
Okay.
What do you want the public to remember most about Kevin, and what changes or actions would you like to see come out of this tragedy so it doesn't happen to another family?
And
Y eso es lo que me gustaría que el público se recuerde de Kevin sobre los cambios, las acciones, qué es lo que usted le gustaría ver, que sería un cambio, de que eso es una tragedia, pero para que otra familia no ocurra esto también, ¿usted qué quiere que la gente se recuerde de él?